Hello, my name is Tanis and I've been a bartender in Bath now for 3 years. I've worked up and around all of Bath and I've also had hundreds of conversations with people discussing the importance of these spaces. Unfortunately, we've seen too many times in the news that pubs are closing down, which begs the question as to whether or not, more specifically here in Bath, the pub culture is dying out. So this is The Raven, an institution of history and ale, and I'm here to talk to the people who work here to truly understand what makes this pub so special to the community. Do you think that The Raven creates a sense of belongingness to both your clientele and just the individuals around Bath?
A sense of belongingness.
Yeah. Do you believe it's like hospitable? Or do you think that,
It's certainly hospitable.
Yeah.
That's what we strive for,
Yeah.
I think. A sense of belongingness, certainly I've always found that, for me personally. And we've always had a good pool, I would say, of regular clientele who, well, they must be coming for something. And I imagine you could probably put it as belongingness, yeah. Hospitality means to be welcoming to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
The idea of turning people away is something that we want to be at the bottom of it's on a must-do basis.
Yeah.
Effectively.
So, what are your feelings about pubs here in Bath and the pub culture that we've got all around us here?
Yeah, so, I mean, Bath's always had great pubs and it still has a few great ones, obviously like the Bell and the Star in here, obviously. I feel like a lot of our generation, are sort of losing that.
It's hard to know what parts of tradition should be kept and what parts shouldn't. For example, here we believe we don't have any music playing. Okay?
Yeah.
So, and maybe the younger demographic, that's the kind of thing that they're looking for. But for us, one of the things that is inherent in pub tradition is conversation.
Yeah.
And there's something far more appealing to myself about an atmosphere that's generated from conversation rather than from music.
Yeah.
And I've seen
sit down and chat.
And I've had people come in, ask for music, and then they make the joke, oh, I guess we'll have to actually talk to each other.
Yeah.
And then they actually do go and sit down and talk to each other.
Yeah. Do you think that's quite
and then
important?
they leave it's very important. Well,
Yeah.
it's extremely important.
Yeah.
There's more to socializing with your friends than going out and getting drunk.
It's obvious that The Raven provides a sense of community to those who love to come for a pint or just a bite to eat. However, the special events are starting to grow in popularity. To coincide with the King's coronation, The Raven has decided to go and throw a street party to celebrate the special event and bring people more together.
We've never been to Bath before, so we're tourists coming down from London, and we wanted to head into the city centre around the coronation to try and get like the vibe of the city.
Well, we've come in to actually watch the Bath rugby later on.
Yeah.
But this is our favourite pub.
And we just thought to really kind of like the general feel of the place, so we stayed and having a good time.
Beer. Very good beer.
Yeah.
Lots of it, and they keep changing it.
Saw the music, saw like the kind of street party, which we really liked, even though the weather's terrible.
No, it's a good vibe, good feel in the Raven.
And always good people. Yeah, great crowd, always friendly.
Just stumble across them, which is lovely, especially because in London it's like chain, and then you might go down like 2 different alleys and find a nice quiet pub, but they're very rare. They're like a needle in a haystack almost.
Thousands of students live here in Bath and make up a large portion of the city's population. Many of the pubs here try to incentivize students to come to their pubs by putting on live events such as pub quizzes and live music. I wanted to see the impact students have had on pubs in the area, so I've come here to the Pig and Fiddle to speak to my managers about the issue. So what is the Pig and Fiddle? Tell me about it from someone who might not have been here before, who hasn't gone here before. How do you advertise it?
So the Pig and Fiddle, what we've tried to create here is very much a business that it's something for everybody and not one thing to just one person. So we like to look at it as there's a lot of chain pubs in the area, there's lots of independents in the area. What we want to be is kind of that middle area where everyone can come throughout the day. If you're old, young, if you're a student, if you're looking for food, drink, just a social kind of catch up with friends, that the space kind of applies itself to everybody. So that's what we've gone for, is just friendly staff, happy customers, good food and drink. Just classic traditional pub, what they used to always be about, and what I think makes them kind of so special.
So, when looking at your clientele, what would you say is like the general age of the people who walk through your doors?
I think it's a good mixture. We have a lot of families come in because we're very family friendly. We allow dogs, so it's a good place for everyone to come and meet. We do get quite a lot of the older generation as well, just because we've got ales are very popular amongst them. So obviously, like, we bring in that kind of group of people too. But I'd say we don't get as many students as much, just because I think we're slightly pricier, I guess. Yeah.
Pub culture in Bath, between the bars, the restaurants, the pubs, and all of that, is strong. There's a really good culture in the town for it, and I feel like that's why there's so many independents still surviving. Where in some parts of the UK they're not doing as well, because there isn't such a strong culture. I think people in Bath, especially with the heritage of the rugby, lots of sports social clubs, big university groups, and then a large tourist population, has definitely kept the pub culture and kind of restaurant side of the game going.
Having 2 universities, Bath has many students who drink a lot and are the city's pub's best customers. We want to get a better understanding of their drinking habits and see if they appreciate and prefer an independent pub as well as its craft ales, or if it's all about the low-cost pints of the budget chain bars and the pubs the city has.
Mainly to get drunk.
So between chain and independent, I probably do prefer chain pubs. Mainly it is like a money aspect, and it's more like focused towards the student life. You can go spend hours there, it's not really a big issue, everyone's just as drunk as you are. I think it's also easier to get to. Normally they're in more convenient places.
Personally, I prefer chain pubs because I think the price, the price is a lot cheaper, because there's a lot of them, around the country. They can afford to do the prices a lot cheaper. Whereas that's a student talking. If I went home and I saw my family, then I'd rather go independent, because I think the quality's more there. I feel like the staff are more personal with the experience of when you go into the pub and go have the food and everything like that. Whereas if you go to a chain pub, I think it's more they want to ram deals down you, and they want to get you, to come in and have a good time, but they're not worried about the service.
So with the students, we find it certain nights of the week very much more leans into those kind of Wednesday, Thursdays, and then the Saturday night. I think we feel a purpose of, we're not the everyday go-to. We're not the initial first thought of, where are we all meeting tonight? Oh yeah, the Pig and Fiddle. It's more, we are kind of a bit iconic in the history of Bath, that the Pig's always been here. It's always been on that kind of drinking tour around the area. So when you see the groups come out, one of the first ones when I got here was a group from, I believe it was their lacrosse team, were all out. And I was like, what are you guys up to tonight? I was very new to the area, so just curious who they were, why they were all here in suits, what their night out was planned. They were, oh, well, we always go to the Pig and then we always go to X, Y, Z. It feels like it's part of a bigger picture, but not, like I say, always it's not the starting point. So I feel like we offer that kind of balance to the students, that they're always welcome here. They know they can come here and have a good laugh, but sometimes obviously the pricing points of what we offer versus others will determine if we are their go-to all the time.
I carried out a survey to 100 Bath Spa University students for some further insights. A key area that I found interesting was that close to 80% of the respondents would prefer to go to an independent pub over a chain. However, 75% said the cost was the driving factor to why they may skip certain pubs. So what exactly have we found out from this? Well, it's clear that students do understand the importance of pubs and the social atmosphere it provides, but we just aren't going to the right ones. The issue is, we need to go to independent pubs to help keep this culture alive, and with that, we understand that pubs will be eager to help please us in the way that they can hold more events and cater to more of our wants. It's now up to us to go out, grab a good pint with your mates, and save British independent pubs, because remember, it's more than just a pint.